and then Don. And then I'll just start. And if we mess up, we'll just carry on anyway.
Yeah, sure.
That's no problem. So, right. Good morning, everyone. I'm here with Don Bryden of KCJ Training and Employment Solutions. And we're here today to talk a little bit about Giant Go, which is a new product of ours, and to get some insight and some advice and experience from our clients, the first being Don today. So Don, did you want to just say a little bit about you and your business before we get started?
Yeah, good morning, Richard. Thanks for inviting me onto this. KCJ Training Employment Solutions has been a roller coaster of joy and sadness and ups and downs. But somebody asked me if I knew what I know about running a business, would I have started it? If I knew then, I probably would never have started working for myself. But that said, now that I am so far down the road, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Okay.
KCJ Training Employment Solutions has been so rewarding, and I've learned so much by working for myself, being supported by the likes of yourselves.
Fantastic. We're always looking at ways we can obviously reach the market and help out agencies and prospective agencies. So we've introduced a new solution specifically for new start recruiters, and it's called Giant Go. And it does things like we basically form the company. We create the logo, the website, the marketing, as well as all the back office and the finance and accounts, etc. So what we're looking for, Don, from people like yourself is, I'm a big Back to the Future fan. So if you had a DeLorean and you were able to go back in time and meet yourself as you were setting up the business, is there any advice that you'd have given to a younger Don at that point, or anything you'd say, don't do, or I wish I'd have done this?
Prepare for the unexpected.
Okay.
I wish, if I
COVID,
may look, if I
COVID look being one of those things.
COVID, or not necessarily just COVID, we've got the COVID situation coming in. Who would have ever thought, going back 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years ago? I think COVID's a very, very much of an extreme example, but I think I'm probably going down the lines of you could lose big clients of yours any day.
Yeah.
If I go back in time, the history, hindsight's a wonderful thing. I had a huge retail outlet, which was one of our customers, spending £2 million a year with us. We were rolling in it. I just started business, just got on my own. Joined up with you, with you, Giant Finance, which was another name at that stage. You obviously been taken over at that stage, but Giant Finance.
Yeah.
We started working together. I was rolling it. The cash was coming in. I was Johnny.
Times are good. You're looking at the profits,
times are
not
great.
the risks.
We spent, and we had great times. We traveled. We had these lovely holidays and bought nice bits and pieces. And then all of a sudden, the carpet got pulled from underneath me.
Yeah.
I was doing about 2.6 million year two. It was actually 13 months after I started, so it was just gone into year two. And all of a sudden, we hadn't grown. We just concentrated on that single client, plus 1 or 2 others, and boom! Overnight, I lost 2.2 million pounds after supplying this retail outlet for almost 13 years from previous employment carried over to the new company. I lost it. They gave me 30 days notice. And wow,
it's something that we speak to our clients about, and we don't like to preach, but concentration and spreading your debt is so important, and for that exact reason.
So important, so important, Richard. You're 100% right.
So, how did you change your approach then, Don? When you obviously that event happened, rug pulled from under you, you've got to start again, almost, haven't you?
We had to start. We had to go right back. We cut every cost, cut all the bits, all the unnecessary spend. Learn to live off baked beans again, and just had to have a relook at it. And I just think that looking back at it, the advice I can say is anybody starting in a recruitment agency now, starting a business now, I think year one you could probably do very well. Into year two, but the problems come from year 3 to year 5. Okay. If you look at
that next step in the business,
that's the next step in the business, and that's where people start failing. We become complacent. We lose clients. For whatever the reason. And if you haven't got something to fall back on, you haven't stuck a little nest egg away for that rainy day, you could find yourself in a world of trouble.
That's great advice. I think one of the things that we try and help with that, again, and you know this, Don, is where we reserve things for our clients. So because we're managing the VAT and the PAYE, that money isn't there to be spent on, not on a whim, but it's there on a rainy day.
Yeah. Richard, as you know, the history, if I may tell your audience the history, I originally, when I started up, went with yourself, and I think it was Ben Waddleworth those
Woodworth,
days.
yeah.
Woodworth, yeah.
Name check for Ben there.
Yeah, name check, yeah. And we went in there and we started with you guys from the beginning. And then we got out of contract, and there were all these other companies offering us cheaper prices and cheaper packages.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, we thought we'd part ways for a while.
Yeah.
Went across to another organisation, not to mention any names, which we figured we were saving thousands of pounds a year, and life would be rosy. It turned out to be the worst move I ever made. Where you think it's cheaper, on a monthly basis, the cost that it can incur later when things aren't going so well, it was absolutely horrendous. We then obviously approached yourself, and you, with open arms, accepted us back. And I can say to you now, spending a little bit more with yourselves for the service levels that we at KCJ receive from Giant Finance, I would recommend it every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
That's great to hear, Don. It's frustrating for us when we know a client's leaving not over service but for price. If you go out and buy a pair of trainers, you might buy the Nikes, the expensive ones. You're not buying the cheapest. You know what you're getting. I think we offer that level of service. So we are a bit more expensive than others, perhaps, but we justify it with the things that we do, as you're well aware.
Richard, not only the service levels that you offer, the way your team speak to me. I mean, I can be. In the past, I wasn't always the. I could have a little bit of volatility in myself at times.
I don't believe it, Don.
I'm trying to pick and choose the words here, but the way your team have dealt with me, the way your team have almost nurtured me into decisions that you've helped me with, which is the right decisions in the past. I can remember talking about things like reserves that are being held and needing to get my hands on some of those reserves, of which you guys have insisted that we needed to keep for another purpose, like VAT, like PAYE, which was the right decision in the end. So in a way, Giant have not only provided me with a service level, but also nurtured and trained and mentored me in a strange and familiar way.
That's fantastic to hear, Don. I mean, that all of that is really useful for anyone looking to set up. So thank you for that. Don, I know that you're heavily involved in a lot of charity work. We're forever seeing you pulling trucks, walking up hills, visiting food banks, etc. Is there anything at the moment that you'd like to tell us about that you're doing? Can we put a link at the bottom of the video for you?
I've set up a community interest company called Best Be a Better You, which is involved with working with children between the ages of 11 and young adults up to 25 who found themselves in harm's way with the type of society that we live in today. From being bullied to being the bully to some serious and being seriously involved with some of the police. We've also been working with a lot of families and children that are below the poverty line. We've recently fed 70, in fact, last Friday, we fed 70 kids from 56 different families.
Wow.
And we intend to do the same thing again for Christmas, because I fear that they'll need some food and some presents under the tree. These kids are not going to get anything. So
is there any way that anybody can help with that? Any sponsorship?
Yes, please visit our website, www.besttrust, that's with 1t.co.uk.
Cool. We'll stick a link in so people can have a look at that.
That'd be great. Or us on Facebook and social media, Best Be a Better You. Have a look, follow us. If you're interested in having a chat, give us a call.
Don, always great to speak to you. Thank you for your time today. I'm sure that the guys will have found that really insightful and helpful. And we'll catch you again soon.
Look forward to it. Thanks,
Cheers, Don.
Take care.
Thank you.